wiping it down when the paint hot. Left hand on the wheel. I'm closing the top on the raindrop. I'm keeping the game in the head. Blinding my dreadlock in the end zone with the mad dot. One phone call, get it dead stop. I feel like I own the season. Say one thing, just give me a reason. No top dog, making it even. Oh, I had to get back up. I had to get back up. I can't take no off. You better call back up. I'm running it down to finish. I don't play, get down to get it. Talk about that, come slide, I'm with it. Better see me now, on God, I'm lit it. I know that you're trying to go.
It seems like only yesterday we were here for Super Bowl 52 and now back for the road to the Super Bowl here in the Twin Cities at US Bank Stadium. Coming up, it's the final game of Wild Card Weekend, and we've got a good NFC matchup in store between the New York Giants and the Minnesota Vikings. Winner go home is the mantra, and off we go. We're underway in this NFC wildcard game. That's fielded in the end zone. And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line.
Ready, go to base. I'm on. Check 37, check 37. Go, get him, you gotta go.
The first carry now for Dalvin Cook. And he works it across the 25 before being tackled. It's a gain of 11 as the Vikings pick up the first.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league. We're up in front of him, and if that continues, it'll be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
And the first play of the drive there is incomplete. Got out of the pocket, didn't look like he had anybody open, Charles, so just gets rid of it.
And a good play by him. If no one's open and you don't have a running lane that you want to take, make the right choice. Get rid of it, live to fight another down.
So now they'll come up on 2nd and 10, once again from the 28. A give, this is Cook. And he'll get about 3 here as he's out to the 30.
Vision is so important for the man in the middle because his ability to look through all the clutter that's happening in front of him, diagnose a play, and then go make it and finish it, that's when the great ones know that they have the goods.
Drop deep. 58 to Mike, 58 to Mike. You don't know no better. 58's the Mike. 58's the Mike.
On 3rd down, Holloway. Oh, he almost picked it. Nearly a turnover there on their opening drive. And that's a throw he'd like to have back. Now 4th down. So the defense able to get off the field here on 3rd down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on 3rd down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
This will be fielded at the 17. Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. And it'll be Giant football, 1st and 10. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
Get the ball. Switch it. Come on, switch it. Hey, watch it. Go.
They'll start off with a give to Lewis. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the first half.
Yeah, we know. You know better than I. He has the ability to take over a game, so what do you do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in at varying levels, because if you crowd everyone to the line of scrimmage, if he breaks through, it's nothing but room to run.
The second down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
An extra defender in the secondary for the Vikings here on third down. From the gun, Jones. And he fires one that's intercepted. He's picked off at his own 47. And they take over. They'll set 26-yard line. Well, not a good omen there. His first throw of the afternoon, intercepted.
And I know what the fans are thinking right now. I hope there's not negative thoughts in his head going forward since that's his first throw of the game. But one of the things I remember about him coming out of school is he's able to wipe things away pretty easily and move on.
And they'll wind up getting this to the 37, gain of 9.
He has elite instincts from his linebacker spot. He's able to diagnose the run and flies in like a missile to stop that one behind the line of scrimmage.
A good chance this is 4-down territory if they're unable to convert. But right now looking at a 3rd and 3. They'll run it. Here's Cook. And he's going to get to the 31, enough for the first down. It goes as a gain of 8, and it moves the chains.
How best to describe that one? I'd say right down Broadway on that run.
A straight-ahead running. I think that might be something we see a lot of between the tackles today.
Well, he's enjoying things so far here this afternoon. Sees a crease and bursts through it for a solid gain.
A bit of an opening there on the first down run as they get this forward for about 6 yards. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. 2nd and 4. This is White on the screen. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
Thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid gain.
Running the jet sweep. This is Thielen with it. And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
On the double. Yeah, Mike. It's okay.
On 2nd down, it's Cook. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. They get 9 yards back on the run there, and they're left with a much more makeable 3rd and 2. Trying to keep the drive going here. This is play number 7 on 3rd and 2. They'll try to pick this up on the ground with White. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Taking it in from 11 yards out as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Boswell good with the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
Here we go. Here we go.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. They've been a come-from-behind team all year. They'll need to do it again as they trail early in this wild card game. 8 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on second and short.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
Now a give, running right is Lewis. And he'll get nothing there. Stopped right at the line as that will wind us down to the end of this first quarter play.
Set, ready, 8, read. Watch the slap, watch the slap. Ready.
Now Jones from the gun on third down. He's got an open man. He completes it to Callaway. 8 yards there and a first down.
And that one was a lot of fun right there because that was the game within the game. Third and short, blitz was on. What's the key for the quarterback? Get out of your hands in a hurry. And that was a quick little completion. Got the job done for a first down.
Now Lewis here on first down. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
A good run, got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3.
Recon, 132 fighter. Check. Let's go.
Throwing Jones. That's caught by his tight end, Evan Ingram. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. A gain there of 21 yards.
It certainly feels like there are more stars at the tight end position than there were even 10 years ago. And I think it's become more of a glamour position because of the ways it can hurt a defense, and guys want to be involved. They can be in line, close to the line of scrimmage. They can split out like receivers. But hands, route running, speed, and some toughness to go across the middle, you put it all together, you got a heck of a tight end candidate.
A rare misstep on that last play because the drive has been strong, but now it's 2nd and 12.
Mike 51, it's just me and you. It's just me and you. Ready? Big grip.
Operating from the gun, Jones. And he's got this one complete to Callaway. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings' 27-yard line.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
Jones now, after the pick on the last drive, 3 for 3 to start this drive. It's 1st and 10.
Watch the ship. Watch the ship.
Now Jones. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. Marquise Brown was the intended target, but it's going to be 2nd down. I know he wants to get his team back in the game, but a 50-50 ball right there that maybe was a little questionable.
Yeah, he's pretty lucky to get that one back. I think that sometimes these quarterbacks play with a lot of confidence that borders on arrogance, and that can put your team in some Dutch.
Yeah, especially maybe want to look at some safer routes after the interception he had that ended their last drive. On 2nd down now, it's Lewis. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. It'll be a loss of 1, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 11.
Come on, set. 15 line. 15 line. Christian, travel.
Jones off the play fake. And he can't hang on to it. Nearly picked. He's known for his hands defensively, but instead it just brings up 4th down. So on 4th down, on comes the Giants kicker, Aldrick Rosas. This one from 46 yards out. And his kick is absolutely perfect. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So the field goal there caps what winds up to be an 11-play drive.
Well, partner, that's a lot of offense to run there to only get 3 points. I just wonder, are they going to recycle those plays because they were successful in getting 3? Or do you go to another section of the playbook trying to find ones that get you into the end zone, get you 6?
And he's going to wind up bringing this one inside the 45-yard line.
Now that's the kind of return that warms the heart of a special teams coach. He'll be pushing us next time, Brandon, to make sure his guys are introduced in the starting lineups. These guys have such an influence on every game. The unsung heroes, remember, they have their own meetings, their own practice time, heck, their own spot on the bench in order to be ready to play each and every week.
7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a two-way go. You can break out or you can break in. That makes it hard to defend.
6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
It's funny, throughout the time that we've been together, when we talk with running backs about the ability to catch the ball, their eyes light up when they talk about open field and having one-on-one matchups, don't they?
Yeah, they do. That's the reason why. What we just saw, shedding those tackles, and that's what they're used to doing.
It is, and it starts at the beginning of the play. One-on-one matchup if someone's trying to cover them, but they also like those one-on-ones downfield after the catch when they're running with the ball. They think they're going to win those, too.
2 minutes to play here in this first half of the NFL playoffs. Coming up at the half, we remind you that we're going to do what we've done all year. We'll get you down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. Coach will have the lowdown of what's going on here in this wild card weekend as we begin the road to the upcoming Super Bowl. On second down, they'll run with White. Eventually wrangled down before reaching the 20, but a strong run.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
You gonna see me in your nightmare, son. You gonna see me in your nightmare.
Third down, Dalvin Cook. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. 10 yards, and it's good for a Viking first down.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
Following the good run by Cook, here's another 1st and 10. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
36.
A 10th carry in the game for Cook. And they go the wrong way on this one. Losing yardage back at the 12. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. Now play number 7 of the drive as they're looking at a 3rd and 10. On the carry, it's Cook. And he'll be brought down well short of the first at about the 9-yard line. The Giants going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 33 seconds to go in the first half. And Boswell's kick is good. And they push the lead up to a touchdown now at 10-3. Still a little bit of time left here in the second quarter, but they do get 3 before the half and expand that lead.
And they have to be happy about that. And we haven't met a team yet that doesn't put an emphasis on trying to get points on the board in the last 2 minutes of a half. They'll be real excited to have those up on the board.
And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
The Giants take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Let's go.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. Inside of a minute left in the half, does the fact that you're down on the scoreboard influence what you do or, I guess, don't do on this final drive?
It certainly does.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Now the Giants will use the second of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in this first half. 2nd and 14 as they've got work to do here after the sack.
Mike 20. Hey, let's get him home. Hey, Mike 20. Hey, let's get it.
2nd and 14. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half. After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Finds his tight end Ingram. The Vikings going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. Taking it about the 16. It'll be a 51-yard punt that time. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. Time for a final kneel down or a safe run, and then they can head to the locker room with a lead.
Yeah, or they can even run a screen. You know, something they feel is somewhat safe that might actually pop and turn into a big play. That's what you usually run in this situation.
Or go 4 verticals because why not?
Because you're feeling it, right? You're just feeling it.
Once again, they'll come up on the 26-yard line, 2nd and 10.
Watch the run. Watch the run.
The final shot before break. Holloway. Oh, he's able to outmuscle him here as he pulls it in. So we come upon halftime here in this NFC wildcard matchup. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. One of these two teams about to play their final half of the season as we're back at it in this NFC wildcard bout. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
Lions take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working, and call more of that.
Jones now throwing on 1st down. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Ben Banagoo just would not be denied. That's a loss of 7. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest one is maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. 0 accountability, and a sack resulted.
Now a quick throw as that's complete on the hitch route. His first catch of this wild card game, and it's good for a 1st down.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route. The drag and being able to run away from defenders, hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone, or?
Better against man, because now you're running away from someone, and you're not running into a defensive player in another zone.
Pretty nice work defensively there on the 1st down run as they hold him to a gain of a couple. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Here's 2nd and 8. Catch is made by Marquise Brown. And this is going to turn into another 1st down as the tackle is made at the Vikings 33. I don't know what they talked about at halftime. Whatever it was, it worked. They looked like a different team here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, I doubt that there are very many trash cans that got kicked over, that type of a speech. I think what they did was they analyzed what worked in the 1st half, what didn't, and figured out a better game plan.
Here's Jones on 1st down. Being chased out left. And they're not able to hook up there. Incomplete. How about the defensive effort from both of these teams that we've seen in this game?
Would you say it's like a high-stakes chess match right now?
Chess is one way to go. Yeah, I like it.
Okay, the only reason I say that, you feel like they're contemplating their moves before actually making one, and none of them being done very confidently.
Truth be told, I've never played chess, and I know that I'm not smart enough to play chess. Guys like you with your IQ, you can pull that off.
Check three, check three, check three. Check, 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 check.
A second down run with Lewis. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. He lost 2 there, and it's third down.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the third quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
To throw on third down, Jones. He'll complete this to Ingram as tight end. And his bid for the first down coming up short as he's tackled at the 25. They'll get 10 there, but it leaves them just short for fourth down. Rosa's kick is good. And the drive will wind up yielding 3. So a decent drive there to start the third quarter. They only salvaged 3 out of it, but they inch a bit closer.
Yeah, but still lots of time to go in this one. That's why you hear that clapping on the sidelines, right? Hey, got some points. As you said, inching their way back in. Time left to go out and get that victory.
And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it first and 10. They start the drive with Cook. And not a whole lot to speak of there as they'll bring him down shy of the 20. There to stop him on the defensive side, Lorenzo Carter.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
I know at times people think we use it too often, but you've got to be able to throw guys open. And when you read zone, you've got to stick it in there before your receiver gets to the next guy in the zone. Otherwise, you bring him into the play.
And that's precisely what allowed that defense to disrupt the pass.
We got it. Hey, 58 is the mic. Go 58 is the mic. Hey.
On third down, Holloway. Open man is Thielen. It's complete. And he'll be out of bounds near the 30. In fact, right on the 30. It's a gain of 11 as the Vikings pick up the first.
First and 10 at the 30-yard line.
So first and 10 now from the 30. They run. Cook. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up second and 5.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Second and 5. He's got it complete to Stephon Diggs. And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on third down. On third down, it's Cook. He's not going to get there. That won't even be close. It was blown up in the backfield. Fourth down now after a loss of 2.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
And this will be taken at the 13. It's a 47-yard punt, but they did give up 10 on the return. And possession will switch hands, first and 10. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6.
64,
They try again with Lewis. Slipped one tackle, but no more as he's knocked to the deck behind the line of scrimmage. 1 quarter remains in this NFC wild card matchup. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. The Giants on 3rd down, just 1 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 7. Now Jones, operating from the gun. He gets it to Brown, complete. His 2nd catch of this wild card game, and it goes for a 1st down.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. Jones now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. He'll get a nice chunk there on the 1st down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Let's talk a little football 101 here, because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on 1st down. Huge difference, as we know, between 2nd and 4 and 2nd and 8 and 9.
Hey, Alpha. Don't be scared.
From just shy of midfield, Jones. And that going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's 3rd down. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard.
26 miles, let's go.
From the gun on 3rd down, Jones. And they will finally run him down, but not until he brings this one all the way back down inside the 10-yard line.
Brandon, offensively, this has been a tough day for him. Trying to find a place to throw the football. It's been extremely difficult. I've got to give a lot of credit to the secondary, especially the corners who've had the receivers on lockdown.
And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair.
2nd and goal at the 11-yard line.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. 2nd and 11. Setting up the screen for Cook. This carry brought to an end at the 8. Good stick skills, but not much room to operate. Only 3 yards there on the completion. That'll lead to a 3rd and goal. Well, they've been so good on 3rd down all day long. Can they convert another here on 3rd and goal?
58, boys, 58, 58, Mike. Break your wrists.
Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. That's complete to the receiver, Thielen. A gain of 5, but not enough. Leads to a 4th and goal.
They got the completion, but they didn't get the 1st down, so you got to think if you're on the defensive side of the ball, you're pretty happy with what you just accomplished there.
Yeah, guy, like you said, got him out of bounds, stopped the clock, kept him short of the marker. Well, from a defensive perspective, though, I think maybe they're saying, hey, we did what we needed to do, kept this a 1-score game.
Yeah, without a doubt, because they were able to bleed some time off the clock, right? Put themselves in a good position, but it's not out of reach yet, okay? Being able to hold them to a field goal means that they do have a chance to come back and win this game.
1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Jones going to throw again. That's taken in by Callaway. First down, Giants on a pickup of 14. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
Now Lewis. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Anthony Barr in on the tackle. And the trend continues here in the 4th like it was in the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. He's had nowhere to run.
And you're probably thinking to yourself, why do they keep feeding him the football? Well, they trust him first and foremost. They do believe that over time he might actually pop one of these runs. But bottom line is he takes care of the ball well for them, so they'll keep handing it to him.
27 yards there, a first down.
First down, New York.
The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. On first down, it's Lewis. And he'll go down at the 28. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4.
Here we go. Check safety, check safety. You go top 6-6. Pull it high. You got practice there. Watch the eye.
Again, it's Lewis. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. The tally there, -2 yards, brings up 3rd down. Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. One of the bigger plays in the game thus far. The crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down. So it's Giants football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Jones now on 3rd down. And Ingram hauls it in. And out of bounds right around the 20. What a methodical drive this is turning out to be. That time 9 yards, and the sticks move again.
First down, Giants.
Finally, a first red zone opportunity for these guys. 1st and 10 right at the 20. Back to throw. Got a man. It's Brown. A good pickup there of 20 yards. Well, I guess at the very least, they got the tackle from keeping him out of the end zone.
Yeah, you're looking for that silver lining, aren't you? But guess what? Everything changes now after that big play. They've got a chance to strike.
A looming decision to make on the conversion, down 7, but first thing, and he is in. Touchdown, New York. A great effort there. Taking it in as they can now tie the game with the extra point here in the final 2 minutes. Well, the hard part's done. Now they just need to split the post, tie it up, but then their defense is going to have to hold up to send it to overtime.
Yeah, no matter what. I know there's an inclination in it when you have momentum to go for 2 here, but if you miss it, you don't give your defense a chance at all.
Plus, it's been a good game. I want to see overtime. I'm selfish.
You obviously don't have a flight to catch.
Tomorrow. The Giants going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as they'll get it with just under 90 seconds remaining. Aldrich Rosas on for the extra point. And we are tied here in the 4th quarter. All square now at 13-all as he sends this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 17-yard
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. They've got work to do, but they do still have a bit of time here.
And they've got to feel comfortable with that, but they have all the...
And this is going to be intercepted. Picked up by the Michigan man, Jabril Peppers. That interception sets them up beautifully already in the red zone.
And you can hear it all the way up here. Oski, everyone turned to block, find a spot, and now they're set up inside the red zone for their offense.
X3, 218, jump. Watch the screen, watch the screen. Watch the screen. Shoot.
They'll run on first down. Lewis. And this play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back to the 15. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
Screen. Christian, travel. Look at me. Door.
They'll keep it on the ground. It's Lewis. And despite the fancy footwork we saw, they'll get to him just inside the 15. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts as they stop it here with 1:07 remaining.
10-2, sir. Hey, Sam on. Jump.
On third down, it's Lewis. And they're going to drop him well shy of the first as he can only make it to the 11. The Vikings going to use their third and final timeout as they get the stoppage with just over a minute to go in the game. And Rosas puts this one through. And the sideline celebrates as they have taken the lead in the final minute. All right, so time to reset here. It's a huge kick there, gives them the lead, but they've got to be careful that their celebrations aren't a little too premature.
You're exactly right about that, because there still is time for the other guys to run a few plays and get into field goal position. So this defense is going to need to come up with one final stop if they're going to get out of here with a victory.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They're only in need of a field goal, a decent amount of time on the clock. So tell me if I'm wrong. You don't have to be too panicked here.
No, not at all. I agree with you. And this is where your preparation and your confidence comes into play. They've worked on these situations.
They practice this all the time, don't they? And I think the ball's out, but this will get out of bounds, so possession will stay the same. The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be second down. He's back to throw. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's third down.
Now we're in the situation where the quarterback's got to take full charge of his huddle. Got to totally command it, make sure all eyes are on him. All focus is locked in. Going to call multiple plays and go over different situations and scenarios to make sure everyone is on the same page.
Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on second down. Back to throw. That's complete. And this one goes no. Back at the 22. Game on the line. Season down. They'll look to throw. First things first here. They got to pick up the first down.
And remember, it is for here. Otherwise, this one's over.
They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and as a result, their playoff run may end right here. They go down to a knee, and that will do it. They are moving on here in the playoffs.
Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 24-yard line.
And a disappointing way to close out the season. He got into the playoffs but couldn't really make any noise.
Still a good season. Some might call it a great season when they get away from it a little bit, but they also will all look at their own errors, their own mistakes, and wonder how they could have played a little bit better. So if they get in this position again, they'll be ready to win.
So that'll do it for us. For Charles Davis.